Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you, the good and wonderful people of the tube. Hope you're well today, hope you're feeling grand and all as well. Today, I'm going to show you my pedal board, basically my live setup, if you will, apart from the cab, which is an orange cab. I'm using my Marshall cab today, which is a little bit brighter than my orange cab, but it still sounds awesome. So, without further ado, let me show you my pedal board. And I'm going to start with signal chain, talk about each effect, and I'm going to do some playing examples in a bit. So, kind of like the main sounds I use. So, here it is. Here's my lovely pedal board of noise and joy. Okay, so signal chain starts, the guitar comes in here. First pedal it hits is the Electro-Harmonix Double Muff, which is my favourite fuzz pedal of all time. I really love it. And also does something that I'll talk about in a minute that allows me to kind of run it on all the time. Anyway, that's enough of that for now. From there, Dunlop Roto Vibe, again, which is awesome. Fux Fuzz, Octavia Fuzz pedal. I have two fuzzes because I'm a fuzz fanatic. Vox Wah Wah pedal then. Tube Screamer, Marshall Governor, Line 6 Delay, Zoom G2.1U, and then out to the gorgeous CR120, or depending, the Marshall MG. Either one. Kind of sometimes switch from CR120, sometimes I feel like playing the Marshall. Kind of depends really, and that's it. And I'm going to use my vintage V6 Icon, the white one, which I used in the Voodoo Child video, because it's my main live guitar at this point in time, and probably will be for a long time. So, let's talk about a couple of things. In the Voodoo Child video, there's a DS2 here, not the Fux Fuzz. I've recently changed it out to the Fux Fuzz. I got this for my birthday. The Fantastic Joe bought me this for my birthday. I absolutely adore it. So immediately went on instead of a DS2. Really, really cool pedal. Also, the Tube Screamer, sometimes I change that out for the Tone City Golden Plexi as well. So they're kind of like the two kind of alternating. Everything else is pretty much the same. And I've got to say, my pedal board hasn't changed for about 7 years. But basically, like, you know, I've added things to it. It started off with just the Zoom pedal. And then I added the Governor, I started off with the Zoom pedal, then I had the Tube Screamer, then I found the Governor, which is my favourite distortion pedal of all time, and I've done this kind of crazy pattern on it. And then I got the Vox Wah Wah. Originally I had a Crybaby, but now I love the Vox more. And it just kind of spread out from there, really. I used to have a DS2, because obviously being a John Frusciante nut, but I just prefer the Fux Fuzz for that, and especially it's got two modes, which I'll get to in a bit. Roto Vibe, because I'm a Jimi Hendrix fanatic, and I do mess with my Roto Vibes. I think I did a review on that, and I do mess with them, make them sound a bit more uni-vibey, because they don't particularly sound that way when you get them. I say the Double Muff is awesome. So, and the Line 6 Delay, who doesn't need one of these things in their arsenal? 3 delays, can't really go wrong. So, they're my pedals, that's the signal chain. I say Double Muff, Roto Vibe, Fux Fuzz, Vox Wah Wah, Tube Screamer, Governor, Line 6, Zoom, Orange or Marshall, depending on how I feel. That's it, really. And a vintage V6 Icon in white. So that's my pedals. So let me show you some sounds. Okay, so let's start with some sound examples. I'm going to start with Mega Clean. It's a sound I don't really use a great deal of. I've kind of got 2 stages of clean. Well, technically 3. But we'll start with like the Mega Clean sound. This is basically everything off on the pedal board apart from the Zoom, which is always on. And it's got a bit of EQ in the Zoom and a compressor on in there as well. And I say this is the sound of straight. That's like really mega clean, basically. And also, by the way, I run everything, my pedal board, I don't run into clean channels on amplifiers, I run into overdrive channels and keep the gain low, which is kind of odd, I suppose. So I'm running into the dirty channel of the CR120 at this point in time. So, and I don't use reverb as well. I use reverb if I'm doing songs like Little Wing or a blues track. Other than that, I don't use reverb. It just tends to darken things up a little bit. It makes it a little bit too mushy if I'm doing big distortion kind of thing, so I like dark sounds. Anyway, clean stage number 2 is the Tube Screamer, which gives me this, which makes me a lot more happy. it's the Tube Screamer and the Vox Wah Wah, which I used for the intro of Voodoo Child. That sounds really cool for that. It's just like, not clean, it's just got that kind of nice, awesome kind of broken up sound. Basically me trying to sound like John Frusciante. So that's kind of like, you know, that's my second go. That's my clean sound, really. I don't really use the mega clean. It's kind of like more of a, I think if I'm recording, really, like mega clean. So next sound is my Governor. This is my favourite stuff of all time, and it's mainly because it's got the deep dial on it. It's the Governor 2 Plus, and it's got the deep dial, which makes it just fat. I've had the roto vibe on that. Put it about halfway. Put it on net pickup. It gives me that classic, kind of broken up JCM 800 Marshall Plexi kind of sound. Which I absolutely adore, and the Governor's kind of like the main core of my sound, really. So basically, I combine that with either a Tube Screamer or the double muff to kind of get different sounds. So I'm going to talk about, let me show you the Tube Screamer with the Governor. Okay, so Governor and Tube Screamer, this is kind of like another kind of mainstay of one of my sounds. I very rarely use the Governor on its own. It does sound awesome, but it's normally combined with another pedal usually. So this is it with a Tube Screamer, and it does hiss, but I like that. I love amp hiss. So this is the Governor and Tube Screamer. So that's them two combined, and that's that's my kind of Neil Young sound, if you like. Really big, gnarly but warm distortion that just just sounds huge. Quickly too, I've used the zoom pedal as a tuner as well. There you are. So this is the Governor now with the double muff, which is basically my tone. About 90% of the night when I'm playing live or just messing around in general. This is kind of this is kind of like my sound 90% of the time. And with the double muff combined with a Governor, it gives me the ability to do everything from my guitar. So if I roll my guitar into 3, which is kind of like the breakthrough volume of my guitar, I get clean. I can turn it up to 4, get a bit more kind of broken up clean. 6 gets a bit more dirty, kind of go to a bridge pickup, you get that kind of cool. Real kind of classic rock kind of sound. Which is really cool. 8 gives me the big fat chuggy sound. 9 9, even more fat. And then 10 gives me full out fuzz, which is the main sound you heard on the Voodoo Child video. Which to me sounds really smooth, especially on a neck pickup. So that's my main sound, and I say the double muff gives me the ability, I say, to run everything from my guitar. Because I sing as well, it's just a lot easier than kind of tap dancing on all my pedals. I just basically just ride the volume control, which is right at my little finger anyway. So that's my kind of core sounds. You heard the Vox wah wah as well. The roto sound is as and when I feel like it. There's no kind of specific place I use it. I just use it when I feel like it. If I'm doing a solo, I thought, oh, I'll just do that. One of the fun sounds I do enjoy with the roto vibe is on full tilt, just leave it on. Which is always a laugh, and that's always really cool. Fox Fuzz gives me the Purple Haze Octavia sound, sounds like this. That makes me extremely happy, and I can also, that was the double muff, governor, and the Fox Fuzz. If I turn the double muff off, turn the Fox Fuzz on, turn my guitar to free, I get a kind of guitar broken sound. It sounds great doing chords. And I say, also having the fuzzes after the wah wah pedal gives me the John Frusciante wah wah trick, and Jimmy would do this as well. It gives you a mega wah. In comparison to the Tube Screamer, which is before the wah. Fuzz. And Tube Screamer once more. So you can hear the difference. And if I have a double muff and the Fox Fuzz set to the other setting, gives me even more mega wah. Just don't stop playing because you get this. It's quite a lot of gain at that point, and I like gain. I like lots of it. I like it to kind of really sustain. So, that's the governor with its combinations of either the Tube Screamer, the double muff, or the Fox Fuzz, which I say the governor's kind of like the core sound. The Tube Screamer kind of clean tone I use. The governor and the double muff, I say, which is 90% of my tone all the time. I just kind of leave those two pedals on, just ride the volume control on my guitar. Fox Fuzz Octavia wah wah pedal, which is just mega. I love the Vox wah wah. For me, it's the best wah wah out there. It just is. I just absolutely adore it. The Dunlop Roto vibe, which I adore, which is an as and when pedal. So let me talk about delay now. Delays. I have 3 programmed in. I've got an absolutely crazy delay. So if I put my governor and double muff back on, well, actually, I'll start with this. This is my kind of delay I use for solos. You heard it on the Voodoo Child video, the first solo. So I've got that. That's my kind of that's like for solos and nice kind of clean things. When we do along a watchtower, I leave it on all the time. just adds a nice kind of thing to that. I've got reverse because Jimi Hendrix not. What's not to love about that? And I've got my crazy delay, which basically just sends things into mental world. I like to do this if I get angry. It also buys me time to turn all my pedals off so we can finish the song and the amp sound going shh. So it's really cool. I absolutely love that. So that's the line 6 delay. So I've got mega delay, kind of solo delay and reverse. And the last pedal, but definitely not the least pedal, is the Zoom G2.1U, and I adore this pedal. It's been the mainstay for such a long time. I absolutely adore it. I use it for, I've got a little bit of EQ, I've got a compressor on. I also use it for effects like chorus. So if I put like tube scream on, I can do. So I've got all that chorus, and then if I want to get silly. For the 80s rock moments. You know, for all that kind of lovely stuff. I also use the Zoom as a boost. So basically, I have banked A7 and A8 on my main banks, and I've got A7 as my kind of clean and basic kind of sound. I have A8 as a volume boost. So A7 going to A8, you can hear the volume jump. And you need that really if you're playing like pub gigs, just kind of like, you know, kick out. And we don't mic up amps either, we just kind of crank it, turn things up really loud. So I kind of need that. And I've also got a whammy, which is fun if you add delay to it. Turns to Tom Morello. Which is always fun. I do have a distortion in here as well, which is quite cool. And that was my main sound for absolutely years, that sound, when I was in a pop punk band many years ago. That was my main sound until I found the Governor, which I like more. Even though that sound is still awesome and I still love it and still retain it. I also got, what else have I got in here? I've also got harmony effects, like this. So I love that, and I've also got octave dividers, which is so much fun. Sometimes me and my drummer, we go out as a two-piece, so that just basically adds a bit of kind of like, you know, fatness to riffs. If we do say like Ballad of John Henry or whatever, we do. So so that's the Zoom, and I say it's my tuner. It's one of the pedals I can't do without, really. It's one of those kind of mainstay pedals that I just absolutely adore, and when it's not there, I kind of miss it. But one thing I've got to say too is, as much as I love my pedal board, if something does go wrong, I can always rely on plugging straight into the CR120 or the Marshall at a moment's notice. So if something like, you know, died, and I was like, oh, I need to just, you know, fob the pedal board off. I can just straight into the amp and continue in about, you know, a couple of seconds, hopefully, as long as I don't fall over and break my neck. Anyway, so that's it really. Yeah, not much to really say really. Nothing's going through effects loops. I don't like effects loops. I don't use effects loops. I'm not fussed if pedals are true bypass or not. I do have some true bypass pedals. Also don't have true bypass pedals. I'm not really bothered. I hate wah pedals if they're true bypass because I like the darkness a wah pedal adds to sound. Oh, it's all powered by the awesome one and only Voodoo Labs Pedal Power 2 Plus, because there is no other power supply in the world. It's awesome. Can't recommend that enough. Diego pedal board as well, which is awesome. Yeah, that's it. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video on my lovely noise pedal board. I absolutely adore it. I say it hasn't changed for like 7 years. Like certain pedals change over. Say like the Golden Plexi for the Tube Scream and the DS2 for the Fux Fuzz. You know, the CR120 or the Marshall, they're kind of like my mainstay amps. What more really? Awesome. It's mine. I absolutely adore it. Can't go wrong. So, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you again very, very soon. Hopefully Friday, fingers crossed, for another How Many Tones Can You Get Out of One Amplifier video. And I'm not going to tell you who he is, but he recently formed his band and did a gig, I think it was either last night or the night before. Yeah. He recently reformed his band after, what was it, something like 17 years away from rock music. So, gives you a hint. I will see you again, hopefully on Friday. Goodbye, have a great morning, afternoon, good evening, goodbye now.